It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld today. I'm B Ron. Alongside me is my co-host for the morning, Yells. Good morning, sir. How you doing? It's Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it is. I don't know, man. I'll blend them together.
Hey man, I'm your co-host for every day. You said for today. Every day.
Every day, man.
Every day.
Every day. And you know what? It's always good to have you here as my co-host, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, I do what I can. I do what I can. I do what I can. I'm a man of many hats.
Yeah, you
I don't
are
even wear
juggling that.
hats. I don't even wear
No?
hats. Nah.
Not a hat guy?
Not at all. Hair's
I'm
too
not either,
dope,
don't
man.
bet. Not either, man. I have an ear thing, so it comes from my ears anyway. It's not important. No, that for another day. But no, man. So look, as we know, it's October. Halloween's right around the corner. I know I said that before, but I'm leading into it for a reason because we got to talk about these big man groups in SimWorld Prep because I think that there are a lot of them that are good, but I don't think there are any that are scarier than Levin Cutler and JoJo Kearney together, with those two returning for another season. What about you?
Well, nah, I would definitely want to hear what you got to say about this. Don't you bring this up and not give your opinion, sir.
Yeah, so look, Levin Cutler, we saw we saw what he did last season. Throughout the season, there wasn't a lot of talk about Beast of the East as a whole, and then Levin Cutler then kind of went under the radar. Not under the radar, but Tyson Simpson was the big talking point from last season, as we know. Now that he's not in that spot anymore, and he's moved on to SimWorld U, there's, in my opinion, no one who's better on both sides of the ball, offensively or defensively, than Levin Cutler in terms of production, in terms of things that he can do. And JoJo Kearney, man, he came on late in the season, especially in that race to one,
Yeah.
where he really put his stamp on things, and he earned. I'm pretty sure that's where the No Kearney nickname got its origins in that race to one run that they had. So yeah, there's so much there between those two. When they're on the floor together, or if there's one of them on the floor, there's that's a problem for a lot of opposing teams. And I don't mean like scared. And I know that's going to come across some people. I'm not scared of anybody. I can hear y'all right now. I can hear y'all, man.
You can
I
hear
can
it
hear y'all.
already.
Yeah, I can hear it, man. I'm not saying that you're literally scared of these kids. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you play against this team, you have to watch out and plan for these two more so than you maybe had to do last season. So
Okay.
yeah, that's just my little spiel there. What you got for me?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I think that's an excellent pick. For the obvious reasons, I think Levin Cutler is the most skilled big man in all of SimWorld Prep and all the globe right now. I think the scouts, rankings and all that other stuff support that. No Kearney, like you said, came on big. The plays that he made last season were crazy, like game-saving
Yeah,
plays.
yeah.
Defensively, he has another gear, and he, great intimidation factor at the rim. You said you're not talking about scary. I'm gonna throw one out there before I give mine.
Okay.
How's nobody talking about a kid that's 7'2", all elbows, all brute force, and Zodorn playing up front? It's like the international guys get no love, and I can understand. That goes back to the whole they all have to leave their country and come stateside. That's going to be a very scary front court, and when I say scary, I do mean what you said you were not referring to, which is a little
Okay.
bit of intimidation. I think once those elbows start to flying on the court, you get to see the size and the roughness and tough. There's no finesse to the European game outside of hitting jumpers. It's pretty,
Right.
they all got that pure jumper for the most part if they're on the perimeter. But the interior, it's brute force. You're gonna get some work down there. So I think they're scary. But enough about them. No, it's not any of those two teams that we just named. You named
Okay.
it. Come on, man. Cooper Flag plays power forward or center or wherever the hell you want to play him at. 6'10". He's Cooper Flag. He's 6'10" of athleticism and a lot of different things in his bag. and you're pairing that with Ilgauskas, Victorious Ilgauskas, which I think maybe
That's
I'm
yeah, I
hearing
like
rumors
that.
that he's like near 270, an actual 270 this year, and he's
Oh my
around
goodness.
7 feet tall. I want no parts of that. I want if I'm on the court and I see one guy that can sprint down the court like a gazelle and the other one's like a brick wall at the rim, offense and defense. I want no parts of that. And I think the teams are absolutely going to have the game plan around that, just like they did last year, except for they had to contend with the likes of Kadarius Loftus and DJ Wagner, figure out how they were going to battle that, but still figure out what they were going to do with those two big stalwarts on the inside defensively. But
Yep.
now you got Cooper Flag on offense, and then you still got to figure out how to get out and guard Shooter McGavin, Justin McGavin, Jay Laster, and those other cats they got there, all while trying to figure out how to stop Cooper Flag from putting it on your head and Victor Ilgauskas throwing it back to whatever city you're from. It's hands down the OGs for me.
Okay. I definitely understand that, and I can see that, so I'm not surprised that that is also an option there. You mentioned Zoe Dorn and
Whew.
Abhinav Andre. I think the only thing for them is that I want to see him on the court on the same team
Touche.
before I make that kind of comparison. Yeah, I think the same thing goes for Cooper Flag, and I like to go in with people who I know have done it before, or you know what I mean, who look like they can do it. What I've seen already, and I've seen Levin Cutler and JoJo Kearney do it together, so that's my reasoning for going there. You mentioned the length, and I saw I think I was watching a TikTok, and I saw there was a drill I was doing, and they had like you know how like in boxing they have the pads that you throw punches at or whatever.
Yeah.
It was that's the best thing I can equate it to, but it was like that, and it had a long like hand looking thing on the top of it,
Ah,
and the
the one
guy
that they
was
were doing for Wimby.
yeah, yeah, something like that, yeah. And the guy, the driver was going to drive to the hoop and had to get a shot up over the hand or whatever. It was really cool, but like, yeah, that length's a problem. So putting it that way, yeah, I agree. That length from Nogaskis and them definitely gonna be a problem
Okay.
for sure, man.
Well, look,
Um,
look, we
yeah,
were
go ahead.
talking about big men. We got somebody here has one of the best big men in all of SimWorld Prep. We know he's definitely probably gonna have something to say about the conversation we just had.
Yeah,
But here we have the coach of the Bay Area Breakers, Coach Dre Pope, is joining us today. Coach Pope, how you doing this morning? Calling in from the road, I believe, huh? Oh no,
Coach Pope.
Coach Pope there. We
Oh
having
no.
some technical difficulties there.
Oh,
Looks like we may
oh,
have lost Coach Pope there. If we did, hey, I mean, hey, it is. That's what
it is
happens when
what
you
it
call in
is,
for the
right?
road. I think he's doing some scouting. You know, Coach Pope. All you guys out there know that he does some high level recruiting.
Yeah.
If we lost him here, look, man, I got an easy topic too we could jump into because I was
Okay.
definitely ready
Yeah.
for an audible. If I was going to have to throw this your way, man. We are
Okay.
SimWorld today. Before we get back into some SimWorld today, have you started watching any of the NBA season?
I did not yesterday.
You took
No,
too
I
long to
was
answer
out.
that, man.
I was out celebrating my mom's birthday, so
Oh,
no,
that's
not
right.
yesterday.
Happy birthday to Mom B. Ron.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Happy
sir.
birthday. Happy belated. Well, look, man, I'm only bringing this topic up because I want to get something off my chest real quick. Check
Yeah.
this out. I was walking through with my boy Rick Blaze, and let me set the table for something real quick. We don't have to take much time, so we can get back to SimWorld today. Imagine that you've played for 21 seasons at the highest level, and your high school games were on ESPN. You've been touted king forever,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And people hated you, like myself, but you earned their respect. You've been a winner, and people are debating if you're the greatest ever, right up there with Michael Jordan. Imagine that. Then you get to say, "Hey, I'm finally going to come play for a team in LA, and
Right.
I'm gonna come run for this squad. I'm gonna start building my legacy outside of basketball. I'm gonna build everything, but I need 4 more years where I can potentially play with my son." And do something that's never been done before. Play at a high level. I take care of my body, but I'm gonna pick a guy that I want to bring in and play with me to help buy me 4 more years to build my legacy.
Yeah.
You bring in that guy, and he comes in, and you win a championship in a bubble in a season that a lot of people put an asterisk next to. Some people don't. I don't. I think that was the most competitive period in NBA basketball, given that environment. But you bring that guy in. and then the
Right.
rest of the time this guy plays. Let me mention he's supposed to be one of the most talented big men in all of basketball, and he consistently carries his big ass out to the 3 point line and out near the elbow and shoots terrible jumpers that anybody else could take. He still puts up stats, but they're inefficient, and he does not come through in the clutch. And oh, did I add, he plays in about 60% of the games, while you are 39, 40, and probably going to be 41, 42 playing
Right.
in 80 to 90% of the games, while he only plays in 50 to 60% of them. Add to that, you actually outwardly say, hey, I want to play with my sons.
Yeah.
Add to that, add to that, a new commercial comes out, and it's a pretty good commercial, hyping some stuff up, and your wife is in the commercial. Where, let me backtrack. Let's say that you're so great that you can get away with backtracking things that you may stay in public, and PR team's so good they can strike it from the record. So if things don't go well, maybe you can strike from the records you said you want to play with your sons, and nobody will give you any grief. But then this commercial comes out, and your wife is on the commercial
Yeah.
saying you will play with not just one of your sons, but both of your sons, which means you got to play 2 more seasons. You start this next season with this guy that keeps shooting jumpers from the elbow, only plays half the games while you're 40 years old playing all the games. And he starts game 1 of this next little journey of your career trying to buy you time. And he goes for 17 points in the first half, and then he takes his foot off the gas in the second half and scores, I think it's 1 point and goes 1 for 9, shooting them broke ass jumpers. At
Uh,
what point? Here's where it goes. I'm talking about LeBron James and I'm talking about Anthony Davis. Rick is
yeah.
of the vein that if this continues, Anthony Davis may get traded. Most of the media don't even want to talk about it's a problem. I'm telling you, if I'm 40 years old and I'm playing all the games, I got the pressure, I got to play with my sons, and I got to buy 2 more years, and you playing half the games, you ain't just getting traded. Some things are being said, and I might go upside the back of your head. I think this is the season where we see LeBron James lose his composure, and he goes upside someone's head, and that someone is Anthony Davis. Step your game up, Anthony. God, and just play. Just be there. I'm sorry, man. I had to get off my
That's
chest
all
this
right.
morning.
That's all right. All right,
Do
man.
you agree that LeBron will lose his composure when it comes to Anthony Davis this season? And I don't want to hold on, and I'm gonna add the caveat for you and anybody else because I feel very strongly. Everybody, oh, he's so talented. Oh, but he's so good. Or LeBron didn't know he plays in half the games while LeBron plays in damn near all of them. Strike
Yeah.
everything else from the record. That's not acceptable, man. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it if I'm LeBron. And LeBron's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a smart guy. So I I don't see it happening, and I have no basis in this besides, again, a TikTok that I saw the other day, and I think it was last night I was scrolling when I got home from things, but last night I was scrolling, I saw where LeBron was supposed to mic'd up for the game, and he seemed like the kind of guy who is going to keep his composure even when things get uh frustrated. He looked almost like Coach LeBron on the floor. It was crazy when he was talking to the guys and everything, and the way he was relaying instructions and getting his teammates involved, that kind of thing. So I don't see him being the guy that's gonna fly out the handle.
I hear you.
I
We're gonna move on. If any of y'all
yeah.
remember, there was a point last season. You know, LeBron don't really get into altercations unless somebody else has beef with him. There was a old boy from the Detroit Pistons. LeBron wanted no piece of that guy because that guy did not care about anything, and he wanted a piece of LeBron. But last season, LeBron did lose his composure, and if you remember, he didn't throw the ball. He shoved somebody. I can't remember who it was. He got a little upset. I'm saying that energy was probably
Okay.
actually directed at the fact that they were having to fight as hard as they were while he vouched for this bum on his team that was not giving maximum effort in the way he should. So I think that energy comes out a little bit. And I saw him lose his composure. Hey, when you get older, you lose your patience, and I feel it coming in the air tonight. I feel it coming in the air tonight. Let's move on, man. Thank you, Dre Pope. I wish we could have had you here, but your absence allowed me to get that off my chest.
It worked out in a way, I guess. Yeah. Oh
All right,
man.
man. So
Yeah.
underappreciated coaches, they're out there. We hear a lot of talk. We hear talk about Tim Bellardi. You know, he kind of ran the media. He was the at the forefront of names for coaches for the bulk of the last two seasons. Very quiet this season, might I add.
Yep.
Extremely quiet. You hear the Myron Murrays of the world. You hear a lot of names thrown around. The Pope brothers, as we were getting ready to have them on, but underappreciated coaches, man. There are some who have really been getting the job done. In our two seasons in SimWorld Prep,
Yeah.
who you
Yep.
got? Who you got on the list? Unappreciated, if they're currently employed or not.
Number one for me is Coach Alisa Dodge. I say that because it seems like every time we talk about the top tier coaches, community college coaches here in SimWorld Prep, her name never comes up. And I think Marsh had spoken about this a few weeks ago or a month ago on the podcast, and I agree with him. There's no reason why her name shouldn't be coming up more in that conversation in terms of the top echelon of coaches in SimWorld Prep. She's had 2 seasons, the Ground Zero season and season one, where she's taken a team over. She took the team over late in the Ground Zero season, turned Johnny Ballgame Baldwin into what he became, and built that legacy from there. And then went into this past season, DJ Wagner and all the kids over there took them and got them to be a high seed in the race to one this past season. And she's done so much good for that team and that organization over the past 2 seasons that she's been coach, that I feel like her name should be in that conversation more than what it is. That's just one that I have off the top of my head. What about
Absolutely.
you?
I mean, that's the first one that comes to mind for me. I think we're in
Yeah.
accordance on that one, man. Coach Dodge, much love to you. I like the way you run your organization, you run your ship. A lot of respect you get and give to your kids. You're communicating. I love how she goes about everything that she does.
Yeah.
Top tier, top four coaching percentage, win percentage in SimWorld Prep, and top five in all-time wins. Excuse me, I think I transposed that. Top four in all-time wins, top five in coaching percentage. I got two people I'm gonna jump out to.
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
think people are aware of these two facts. Brad Lee is the all-time winningest coach in SimWorld Prep. 49 wins, 30 losses. Has he not gotten it done in the championship game twice? Yeah. But 49 wins. He is number one all-time wins, followed by Tim Bellardi. And he is number three in all-time coaching percentage win percentage at 6.62%, or however you want to go about that. Just trailing Coach Murray, who is no longer coaching the team at this time, and Blaine Hamilton, who went on to SWU. If anybody remembers him coaching Gulf Coast a few years back, with a record of
Yeah.
22-12. Yeah, I mean, hey, he was a great coach. So I much respect to Coach Bradley. He doesn't get enough talk because he doesn't talk enough. Speak up, man. Be a part of the conversation. People know who you are. You're one of the greatest coaches we got right now. And then the other one I'm going to say is Coach Finn Hayes. Here's why I want to give Finn Hayes props. 42 and
Okay.
32. Not a huge record, not a oh my God, but he's been a staple for SimWorld Prep. Other coaches have come in and taken the reins of the team, and he said, okay, I'll step aside, and then he comes right back to the money. He's coached on multiple different teams. He's been a winner. That's a winning record, 42 and 32, 56, 57% win percentage. But he
Yep.
always comes back. He has a love for SimWorld Prep. He's active within the community, within the fraternity of coaches. So I love what he brings, and I think he has a lot of respect amongst the coaches. He has a great personality and all that, so I do love what he does for the coaching fraternity of SimWorld Prep.
And I believe Finn Hayes, didn't he move up at one point to Washington and then came back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he was. I
Yeah.
can't remember where he was coaching initially, but then he went to Seattle. He coached somewhere. Then he went up and coached Rain and Trays. Stepped aside for someone else to provide them an opportunity, and then they were without a coach. He came right back and said, "I got it," and got right to
Yep.
recruiting too. So
Yep.
shout out to him.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's another one that comes to mind. One more here that I have real quick. I don't. I want to say he's underappreciated because he also was one who doesn't do a whole lot of talking, but when he does make an impact, and that's Tomas Kusa, now
Yes,
head
for
coach of
sure.
SimWorld Atlantis.
Yeah.
Really, really vocal, really, really good for that Beyond the Arts community over there. and now he's doing it with SimWorld Atlantis in his first season over there. We're gonna see what he does working together with his former friend in Miss Cavendish up there. So he's another one that comes to mind for me. Absolutely,
Sixth all-time winningest. Tied for fifth, right there with Coach Munch. So he's been around for a while. Shout out to you,
yep,
Coach Kusa.
absolutely, absolutely. So looking at time here, let's yeah, we can do
We
this.
ain't worried
We can
about
do
time. They can wait. What you got,
they
man?
can they can wait. Yes, sir. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So, again, season 2 is coming. We know it's right around the corner here, December 1st. Mark your calendars if you haven't already. Do circle it 3 times. I don't care. Anyway, most improved in season 2. I got a little either or here for you, yells. Adam Mahmood or Samuel Big Shot Bogus. More improved in season 2.
I'm going
More
Bogus.
improved, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Big Shot Bog. It's easy
Okay.
for me. Adam Mahmood, knockdown shooter, came on the scene, blew up. I think he had a game where he hit 9 threes, like 9 of 8, or excuse me, 9 of 8. That's impossible. 9 of 10, something like that. He came in and filled the void that was missing from a couple players on that team. Problem is, Mahmood, I'm not sure what I'm going to get from him from night to night. Some nights he's Superman. You know my analogy. Sometimes he's Batman. But Batman is not available all throughout the city, all throughout the country. Batman is a local. He is a local superhero in the city of
Yep.
Gotham. So Mahmood, great. I think the law of averages. He's gonna have some great nights. So we're gonna be like, man, that dude's knocked down. But we're gonna see some other nights, kind of Jordan Poole-esque, where it's like, hey, is he around? Is he playing? Is he here?
Yeah.
Sam Bogus led the league in assists last season. He hit big shots. I saw what he was able to do on a nightly basis. He was, if nothing else, the epitome of consistency. And I saw some footage here recently where he looks like he may have gained some confidence and said, "Hey, let me go show y'all more buckets I can get now that I don't have to play behind Lorenzo
Okay.
Phenom." So I think he gets to
Yeah.
step out of that shadow and go ham this season. So it's easy for me. Big shot Bog.
Okay. So for the sake of playing a different role, I'll
Just go
take
ahead and say
Mahmood.
you want to argue. You want to be the nice guy.
I
You're arguing today. For the sake of argument, use the big A word, B-Run. It's okay.
So yeah, fine. For the sake of argument, yeah,
Yes.
I will take Adam Mahmood, and I'll say because of the addition of Royce Anderson, Mood is going to take a bigger leap forward because Royce is going to allow Mood to be a little bit more what's the word?
He's going to be
I
open.
don't Yes,
He's,
open, loose in coverage, whatever you want to say. But I think that because you have the game plan for Royce Anderson, you might forget about Mahmood. And when you forget about Mahmood, as we saw last season a few times, that's a problem.
yeah.
So like you said though, yells. If he can be consistent and efficient on most nights, you're not always gonna be efficient every night. That's not how this works. But but if you can have more of those games than you do of games where you go like 1 for 7 or whatever, just throwing out some numbers out there, then yeah, it'll be a problem. And I feel like because Phenom is gone from Bad Boys basketball, and if August is gonna be, the leader of that team, he might be the one that other teams want to key in on. And again, when you do that, it just makes it more difficult for you to get your own thing going.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Bogus has that in him right now to do that yet. We'll see, But for me, I'm gonna say it's moved because of the Royce Anderson effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Um.
going to see.
Yeah, we sure will, man. We sure will. Right around the corner, we'll find out very, very soon. So look, man, we got the McDonald's All-American game tonight. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern on SimWorld TV. The game proper, the event is going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Showcase skills and then the game proper. We
Yeah,
got
I'm
DJ
here. I'm
Wagner.
hearing we're just running the game is all we're gonna have access to run on
Okay,
SimWorld TV, which is more than enough. ESPN kind of hit us out for the rights, but yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
okay, yeah. So look, we got the East All Americans. Check these names out: DJ Wagner, Robert Dillingham, Mackenzie I can also say his name: Mackenzie Mbako, Justin Edwards, Isaiah Collier, Fareed Redmond, Trey Turner, Tyson Simpson, Kadarius Loftus, and Dominic Bianco. That's on the east side. The west side, you got Jace Miguez, Matthias Buzelis, Lestarius Outlaw, Ron Holland, Demario Duval, Lorenzo Phenom, Caden Ship, Terrell Pearson, Madison Miles, and Derek Long. There's a lot of names up and down this lineup. These are all kids that are going on to the SimWorld U level. For those of you wondering why some names aren't there, that's why.
Yeah,
Man,
thanks for educating the folks. As you know, it's gonna
yeah,
come. Why is it is that? Look, we're not picking them. It ain't us
yeah,
picking them, man. This is
yeah.
anyhow. Look, I'm very excited to see. If you guys have never heard of Mattis Buzelis, you're gonna learn today. Very talented kid. If you guys have never heard Robert Dillingham, you're gonna learn today, and it's exciting to see some of the SimWorld Prep kids get to be matched up on a national showcase on ESPN.
And if for some reason you haven't heard of Trey Turner, I don't know where you've been for the past 2 seasons. We're gonna find out tonight as well.
Yeah. So a lot of talent on display. Excited to see these guys just ahead of getting their SimWorld U careers going. But it's
Yep.
going to be an excellent matchup tonight to put on display. Not even just SimWorld Prep talent, but talent throughout the nation. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. With all that being said, though, I think we are now officially out of time, right? Producer's like, y'all gotta go. Leave me alone. All right, we'll leave you alone, producer. We're good. We'll get out of your hair, man. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We really, really appreciate it. Coach Pope will try and get you back on another day. We got you, no worries. Until then, you guys come back tomorrow, and you know what to do. You know the rules around here, man. SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game and be the game. We'll see y'all on Friday.
This has been a presentation